The French affectionately call their beloved homeland El Hexagone, because of its distinct six-sided shape. Each corner of France has its own unique character: the rugged and outdoorsy French Alps, sun-drenched and slow-paced Provence, the glamorous and gorgeous Côte d'Azur coastline, and idyllic Alsace, a pastoral region where storybook hamlets are tucked away in the vine-covered rolling hills. From cultured cities to pristine nature sites, France offers endless tourist attractions. Discover this fascinating and diverse country with our list of the best places to visit in France. Number 7. The shadows of the Loire Valley. Like the scene of a fairy tale, magnificent castles are scattered throughout the densely forested landscape of the Loire Valley, stretching for 280 kilometers from Sully-sur-Loire to Chalon-sur-Loire in Anjou. The Loire Valley is the largest UNESCO-listed site in France. The region boasts an incredibly rich cultural heritage. During the 15th and 16th centuries, France's kings built sumptuous country retreats here purely for entertainment and enjoyment. Extravagant chateaux, such as the grandiose Château de Chambord and the emblematic Château de Chenonceau, offer insight into the opulence of the Renaissance-era French court. French nobles and elites also built stately manor houses, such as the majestic Château of Cheverny and the Château d'Azy-le-Rideau, in an idyllic setting with a water-filled moat. For families with kids, the Mini Châteaux Park in Amboise is a marvelous destination. Set in 2 hectares of woodlands, the amusement park features more than 40 replicas of Loire chateaux built on a 1/25th scale. Children love exploring the kid-sized castles designed with authentic details. Number 6. Mont SaintMichel in Normandy. Mont SaintMichel is a highlight of the Normandy region, a pastoral landscape of apple orchards, woodlands, and cow pastures. This unmissable tourist attraction ranks number 1 on the long list of Normandy travel destinations, which includes stellar sites such as historic castles and picture-perfect towns. Built between the 11th and 13th centuries, the Abbey of Mont SaintMichel is one of the most awe-inspiring sights in France. The UNESCO-listed abbey is perched on the hilltop of an islet in the Bay of Mont SaintMichel and is considered a marvel of Gothic architecture. The Abbey Church was an important medieval pilgrimage site on the way of St. James' route to Santiago de Compostela in Spain. Modern-day pilgrims still make the journey here, crossing the Bay of Saint Michel by foot at low tide. Visiting Mont SaintMichel is a spirit-lifting experience. Tourists may attend religious services, concerts and cultural events at this sublime historic abbey. Number 5. The charming countryside of Provence. In contrast to the gray skies of Paris and northern France, the charming region of Provence basks in bright Mediterranean sunshine most of the year. This rural area feels untouched by the modern world and has a rugged, earthy appeal. The rolling hills are covered with a patchwork of small farms, olive groves, sunflowers, and lavender fields. Fragrant rosemary, sage, and thyme and other wild herbs grow here in abundance and enliven the local cuisine. In this dreamy landscape, Impressionist painters found inspiration to create vibrant works of art. Visitors are enchanted by the village's perches, which crown Provence's hilltops. 2 favorite destinations are Saint-Paul-de-Vence, a picture-perfect walled medieval town, near many Côte d'Azur tourist spots, such as Ise and Gourdes, which is among the top attractions in the Luberon. In the heart of Provence, traditional ambience is found on the tree-shaded streets and outdoor cafés of Aix-en-Provence, at the festivals of Alsace, and by the old seaport of Marseilles. Number 4. Biarritz. A blend of Parisian-style elegance and the untamed natural beauty of the Atlantic coast, Biarritz is an upscale seaside resort with fabulous beaches. Biarritz was favored by Empress Eugenie, who loved this area of the Basque region. She chose a sandy hillside overlooking the Bay of Biscay as the location for her imperial residence, the Villa Eugenie. This Second Empire Palace has been converted into luxury accommodations, the 5-star Hotel du Palais, which offers exquisitely decorated guest rooms and an oceanfront gastronomic restaurant. Next to the hotel property is the Grande Plage, a sandy beach that has attracted sunbathers since the Belle Époque. Another of the top beaches in Biarritz is the Plage du Miramont, a picturesque scene of colorful, striped cabanas and parasols during summertime. This sheltered beach has the delightful ambience of an old-fashioned seaside resort. Number 3. Rocamador. Clinging to a sheer cliff, Rocamador seems to aspire towards heaven. This amazing site was the 3rd most important Christian pilgrimage destination in the 11th century, and a stop on the Camino de Santiago pilgrims route. The village has 7 medieval-era sanctuaries, accessible by steep pedestrian staircases. The most famous is the Chapelle Notre Dame, Chapelle Miraculeuse, which contains the precious 12th century Black Virgin, Notre Dame de Rocamador, associated with miracles. Rocamador's largest church, the Basilique Saint-Sauveur, is a UNESCO-listed historic monument. This 13th century pilgrimage church displays the architectural transition from Romanesque to Gothic. Outside the village is the Cosses du Corsi Regional Nature Park. Within this unspoiled landscape on the Corsi plateaus, grazing goats produce milk that is used to make AOC-labeled Cabica de Rocamador cheese. In late May or early June, the Rocamador village hosts the Fête de Fromages, cheese festival, devoted to farmhouse cheeses of the region. Number 2. Its magnificent Gothic cathedral. Reims is justifiably placed among France's list of villes d'art et d'histoire, cities of art and history. Of the town's 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the most renowned is the Cathedral Notre Dame de Reims, where French kings were crowned. The most celebrated event was when Joan of Arc escorted Charles VII to the cathedral in July of 1429 for his coronation as king. Built in the 13th century, the Notre Dame Cathedral of Reims is a gem of high Gothic architecture. The dazzling exterior features a profusion of flying buttresses and sculpted angels, while the spacious interior has a solemn ambience of spirituality. Among the city's top attractions, other UNESCO-listed landmarks include the Palais du Tau, a 17th-century archbishop's palace, and the 11th-century Basilique Saint-Remy. Number 1. Paris. Appreciated for its elegance and joie de vivre, Paris is a grand European capital filled with architectural masterpieces like the Eiffel Tower and the Notre Dame Cathedral. Reflecting the city's rich heritage, the Louvre, one of the top museums in Paris, contains an exceptional fine arts collection, while the Musée d'Orsay and the Musée de l'Orangerie display treasures of French Impressionist art. Other charms of Paris are its atmospheric medieval quarters and graceful boulevards. Quintessential tourist experiences include shopping at bookshops in the Latin Quarter, strolling the Champs-Élysées, and people watching from a sidewalk café terrace on the boulevard Saint-Germain-des-Prés. A short train ride from Paris is the UNESCO-listed Château de Versailles. Built for Louis XIV, the Sun King, this opulent 17th-century palace is a testament to the glory and absolute power of the French monarch. The château's splendid Baroque facade, dazzling hall of mirrors, and fountain-adorned formal gardens allow visitors to imagine a scene of France's bygone royal court. The video has come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave like it and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot for us to continue bringing this type of content here. Until the next video.